When I first started out in software development, I thought the story would be simple. Learn to code, build an app, and the money will follow. Work hard now, and you'll soon be free. But the truth, almost none of it played out that way. The biggest lessons I learned were not even about coding. They were about people, mindset, and patience. Fast forward to today, I've built multiple companies, trained hundreds of developers, and created opportunities across Africa, the USA, and the Middle East. And looking back, there are 5 lessons I wish I could have sat down and told myself when I was still 20 years old. And that's exactly what I want to share with you in this video. So, lesson number 1, think globally from day one. Back when we were building MailSoft, my brother and I were frustrated. We were working from our studio apartment in Johannesburg, and we had sent out about 100 quotations for software development services and only got about 10 responses. Clients were slow to reply and even slower to pay, and it felt like we were not making any progress at all. What we wanted was simple: progress and a return for the hard work we were putting in, but the obstacle was obvious. The local market was just simply not responding. Then one night at this startup event, Zachariah George, the founder of Launch Africa Ventures, one of the leading venture capital companies in Africa, said something that changed our lives forever. He said, "The problem with most South Africans is that they think there is nothing north of the Limpopo." That line stopped us cold. My brother and I spent a week talking about it, replaying it over and over again, and we realized we'd been thinking too small. We were only building for South Africa when the whole world was out there. And from that day forward, we started thinking global. And this changed the trajectory of our company. So here's the lesson. Software doesn't know borders. If you only think local, you'll stay small. But if you think global, you force yourself to play at a bigger level. And that's where the breakthroughs happen. Lesson 2. Race is a real bias in tech. The first time I really felt race was an obstacle in business was at an accelerator that we joined in South Africa. We had everything lined up. We had traction, we had customers, and a big problem to solve. On paper, our business looked stronger than most of the other entrepreneurs that were pitching on that same day. And we just wanted our results to speak louder than anything else. But then reality kicked in. We didn't get the support we expected. Meanwhile, others with less traction were working away with big corporate clients and funding for their ideas. Ideas, I must repeat. Afterwards, one of our mentors put us aside and said, "In South Africa, you need to be diverse. Some of these rooms just won't open if you look a certain way." Honestly, it was really painful to hear that. But this is the reality. And as young Black founders, we had to accept that we need to work harder to be taken seriously. So the lesson is bias is real. If you're Black, just expect to put in extra work, but don't let it crush you. Let it sharpen you instead. Provide excellent results, and you simply have to be so good and so undeniable that no one can ignore you. It's not impossible, it's just a little bit harder. Lesson number 3, it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. When I first started building MailSoft, I thought we'll be rich within a year. We were submitting government tenders worth 1, 2, 3, and even 20 million rand. And we just thought if we won one of those tenders, we would be set for life. What we wanted was instant success, but the obstacle was the system. The government takes forever to respond. And even when we won certain tenders, the contracts didn't pay out the way we imagined. So we faced more delays, more frustrations, and less money than we expected. So we learned this quickly, that it's not a get-rich-quick game. Building in tech takes patience. It's slower than you think. If you walk in expecting instant results, you'll burn out and you'll quit. But if you play the long game, trust me, it's worth the wait. Now, the 4th lesson is that it's okay to get a job first. Personally, when I started out, I studied the richest people in the world, the Elon Musks, the Jeff Bezos, the Larry Ellisons, and the Bill Gates of the world. And you know what I noticed? Almost all of them were entrepreneurs. They all got rich by starting a business. So I skipped the whole get a job phase and I told myself, why waste years in a 9 to 5 when I could start a business now? What I wanted was to follow their path, go straight into entrepreneurship and start making a lot of money. But again, the obstacles came. Clients were not coming as fast as we wanted, money was running out, and there was a certain day I remember vividly asking my mom to send me money so that I could just buy groceries. Honestly, on that day, I felt like a total failure and I nearly quit. And that's when I realized something important. There's nothing wrong with starting with a job. In fact, a job can be the smartest move. It will give you stability, skills, mentorship, and savings that you can later use to build your business. So don't rush to become an entrepreneur. And the last lesson is to have more fun during the process. In 2019, I had my college graduation event in a small town in Zimbabwe where I studied. But instead of flying home to celebrate, I stayed behind because of my business. At the time, I was working on a deal to buy a school in South Africa. What I wanted was to prove myself, to land something big and to show everyone that I made it. But that turns out to be one of the biggest mistakes I've ever made. I missed one of the biggest moments of my life and I took away a reason for my mom to celebrate all the hard work she put in by ensuring I go to school and get a degree. I remember my friends calling me and asking me, dude, where are you? This is your graduation. Where are you? And I wasn't there. And looking back, I regret it deeply. That was time with my friends and family I'll never get back. I thought being serious all the time was the way to win, but in reality, I was robbing myself of joy. So I learned this, that fun isn't a distraction, it's fuel. Yes, work hard, but don't trade away the moments you'll never get back. It's okay to have a lot of fun when you're still in your 20s. So, if I could sit down with my 20-year-old self, here's what I would say. Think global, acknowledge bias, play the long game, don't fear getting a job, and have more fun along the way. That's what I wish I knew before becoming a software developer as an entrepreneur. And if you want to learn the skills, the mindset, and the community to thrive in tech, join me at Microsoft Academy. The link is in the description. Let's build your future together. And if you got some value out of this video, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and just give it a like so that more people can watch this video. Until next time, I'll see you. And always remember that the truth shall set you free. Bye.